literally not make a genuine friend.
Yeah. And
that's so sad that there's nobody she could even turn to. Like, who could she turn to? No one.
Literally nobody. Nobody was on her side.
Everyone wanted a piece of her. Like, if she would go try to make, like, a friend with somebody, it was like that person was going to try to take advantage of her because they knew who she was and they knew that they could profit too. And she was just such an easy target.
And like the documentary even said, like, at one point, she just wanted a friend. Like, that was all she wanted, is that she just wanted a friend. And that literally broke my heart because it's like, I know what that feels like. I know what it's like to just want a friend and just want somebody to fucking be there for you. And it's like to not have that. And it's like to be fucking demonized by the whole public. Like, that is insane to me. And not only that, but it's just like thinking back to...
Wait, Zach.
Yes.
You're my friend.
Oh, I know. It was back in junior high.
You have a friend in me. I want you to know that.
Oh, thanks. You're the buzz to my Woody. Oh, wait. No. Toy Story references.
How did you make that dirty? How did you possibly make that dirty?
Disney is a dirty fucker. That's who did it. But anyway.
All right, moving on. I do not want the Disney Channel to ever hear this and then not give me a job if I'm trying to work for the Mickey Mouse.
For the Mickey Mouse, for the big ol' mouse.
If I'm trying to work for the mouse, I don't want them to know.
We won't talk about it.
That you said that. I just want to say, Mickey, I didn't say it. It was...
Listen, there was nothing but innocence within that sentence. If your mind went there, that is on you. But oh God, I think I'm losing my thought. Oh, okay.
No, you're
not.
But
I didn't. But okay, think about it. Like, you've just had a breakup. Shit's not going so well for you. So it's like, what do? You try to relieve some tension and have some fun. You know, you try to go out. You try to, like, maybe go dancing with your friends. Maybe drink a little bit. Like, you know, maybe smoke some weed. Not that Brittany did that, but it's like, I'm just referring to things that I've been to and, like, been through in tough situations. And it's like, you know, thinking back to when she was out with, like, Lindsay Lohan and, like, Paris Hilton. Like, again, people were just demonizing her because she just wanted to have a good fucking time because she's going through so much. Like,
oh my God. Like, okay, I did not get that at all. I was just like, what are they saying? Like, why are they giving her shit for that? It's like,
yeah,
doesn't everyone go out occasionally? Like, what's wrong with you?
Literally, do you not go out occasionally?
They were like, is she paying the babysitter or something? I was just
oh my God! Shut the fuck up.
Shut up.
But it's like,
just because somebody's a mom, all of a sudden they have to, like, be
a mom
to their house and fucking chained to their baby? No.
High social standards.
Had
fuck
the
you.
Best care available. That woman had bank. She could easily find somebody to take excellent care of her baby.
Nanny McPhee. What? She had her on speed dial.
Hello.
Or was it Mary Poppins?
Hello?
Nanny McPhee was like the witchy one, right? I don't know. Who was the good nanny? Anyways.
Yeah, no.
But
come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
And just like,
you have to be handcuffed to your baby. I'm gonna handcuff you to your baby.
Here you go. You're nothing but a mom. And that's all you have to be. You have to be a performing mom all the time. But it's just like, why does a man just get to go out to the bar every single night for just, like, one drink? Like, why is that an okay thing? But yet Brittany decides to go out, fucking 3 nights with Lindsay Lohan and Paris Hilton, and all of a sudden she's, like, the fucking devil for not tending to her child 24/7. Like...
The baby's probably asleep anyway. Like, come on.
It's, like, midnight!
If he wakes up, you know, he's...
Not only that,
more milk and then goes back to sleep.
But at this point,
fine.
I think that her baby was in her baby daddy's custody. Like, I think that he was the baby.
Then what the hell are they talking
exactly
about? She wasn't even allowed to see him.
Exactly.
She wasn't even allowed to see him. How the hell was she gonna? She tried.
She wanted to be there, and then it's just like, you know.
She wanted to be there.
No matter.
And then all of a sudden, you gave her shit for that.
No matter. What she did, there was always like fuck you, like, kind of outcome to that. So, moral of the story is we love Britney Spears. And I think that
she deserves the world.
She deserves everything, and I just wish and I hope Because I think I've only seen one magazine so far take accountability. Obviously, that guy that was in the fucking documentary didn't take accountability, because when he was asked that question, like, oh, what about when she said leave you alone? Well, if she would have said it enough times, maybe we would have, like, left her alone, Like, maybe if she was like, hey, like, guys, can you please back off? Maybe I would have been like, yeah. But I just hope that somebody takes some fucking accountability for what this woman is going through, because then we get into the conversation of where she gets pushed into a conservatorship because of her mental health and because of the paparazzi. She got pushed into a conservatorship to where she was deemed not to be well enough to handle herself. And I'm sure the whole world knows this by now, but a conservatorship is basically what is given to the elderly when they can no longer care for themselves and somebody else needs to be in charge of their finances and whatnot. Brittany, first of all, is not an elderly. She is like a woman.
Also, I don't think you have to be an elderly person to
No, like,
I think
it's just the person.
Usually,
typically. But there are some cases where, it doesn't go strictly just to the elderly. But I think that having to be and so low to have to get to that point to where you are a star, you're on the fucking rise, like, and then this happens, and it's like, granted, that was when Britney was her fucking, like, quote unquote best, because, ooh, it's the rise of Britney again, ooh, she just dropped a song, Circus, like, I'm glad to have those tunes and those bops, but it's just like, she only had that because of her conservatorship, and because her dad made her work, and, like, I know I'm jumping all over the place, but to talk about, how we kind of mentioned in the beginning, she didn't really have any parental guidance. Like, her mother, it seemed like she was a little bit more supportive than her father, but her father just wanted to know how he could make money off her, and that was his fucking demeanor from the beginning, was, how can I make money off this person? He got her at her most vulnerable state, and he took advantage of that. He took advantage.
Also, I don't know, they kind of kept saying this, but to me it didn't really seem like it made sense. The whole thing with, Jamie Lynn Spears was still in, like, first grade, so they couldn't go with her, like, Brittany. They just sent Brittany off with some random...
Yeah!
Like, I mean, she, like, sweetheart, the assistant and everything, sweetheart, she obviously cares so much for Brittany, and Brittany's, lucky to have her, right? But,
yeah.
How are you just gonna leave your child? Like, I was more watching for, like, the parents. Like, all of a sudden, y'all want to be so, like, involved.
Yeah.
In your grown daughter's finances.
All of a sudden. You care.
But when she was a child, you were just sending her off on her merry way.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that. And then now that she's got the lettuce... Now that she's got the moolah.
Now that she's got the whole ass salad bar.
All of a sudden, it's like, oh, we're worried about her. I was like, I don't know if you're worried, because, I mean, she could still give pretty badass performances. And I mean, if you're really worried about her mental health, would you be working her so hard?
Yeah, exactly.
Would you be trying to get her another fucking residency in Vegas?
Yep.
Would you?
And I think that to even speak to that more is that the first initial Britney documentary that was made, obviously it wasn't about the conservatorship, and everything that kind of led to, like, where we are now with Britney. But she even mentions, like, right now, nobody is listening to me. Nobody is listening to me and what my body needs and how my mental health is affected. No one is listening to me. Like, they all just keep, like, shoving pills down my fucking throat, She didn't say that. This is me just, like, paraphrasing. But, like, they're basically just shoving pills down my throat and not even, like, listening to what I have to say. And obviously mental health wasn't as far then as it is now, but to have to fucking be in that situation knowing that you need help, you're asking for help, you want the help, and then to not get that because everybody else thinks that they know what's best for you. And it's like, can you imagine being in that state where it's like, I'm talking to a fucking wall. Like, I want to be successful, I want to be better, I want to be present for my children, but it's like, no one's fucking listening to me. They're just putting me on a bunch of medication that I don't fucking need. Now I'm in this fucking conservatorship where no one is listening to me, and it's like, crazy. She had no control.
It just, like, breaks my heart how alone she was. She must have felt like she couldn't literally, like, sometimes, like, I don't know, a pandemic and everything, we're out here being lonely and being stuck inside our house, right? And it's, like, a little harder to make friends. A little bit. But imagine that only, like, everyone...
Only being Britney Spears.
Only being Britney Spears. Like, everyone's around you. There's, like, 1 million people around you, but you can't make friends with any of them.
You just feel alone. I remember...
You feel alone in a crowd of people.
Yep.
Is that a song?
Yes. Yes. Also, I've had that conversation before with, and to kind of, like, steer away really quick, him and I were at Ulta, and I was just like, do you ever just, like, feel alone? And then he looks at me, he's like, in a room full of people, and I was like, yes. Like, I hate that feeling. It's a serious thing. People feel it. Like,
she must have felt like that all the time.
Yeah. And it's like,
Dang.
I felt that before, but to be Britney Spears and feel that, to have the whole world's
That's like
eyes on me, that's like another level.
Yeah.
And
I've like only, like, I could only imagine. I can't even imagine it really, because like that little feeling that I've had, she must have had it amplified times like 1,000.
oh
so.
God.
Oh.
And it's like,
oh, Brittany.
I think that
Bring
another
her.
reason like why she wants this conservatorship, you know, and why she has been so fucking compliant with this conservatorship is because she wants it for her children. Like, she wants this for her children. She wants to be able to have access to her children. And it's like, it's just so funny that after this conservatorship starts again, she gets that. Once somebody is under control, once somebody has control of Britney, then she has that again. And I just think that that is the most fucked up thing. Like, yeah, like, you can see your kids only if you're in control by somebody else.
Yeah, it was like the only way they knew they could get her to do what they wanted. Because they knew that's what she wanted most. She just wanted to see her children. So they used that against her to get everything. And
yeah. And it's like, you know,
everything.
Britney is still in favor of the conservatorship. She just wants somebody else to be in charge of it. Like,
yeah, because imagine some person who's like not that really in that big part of your life, just being in control of everything. Like, especially somebody who didn't even care to like go with you to, I don't know, start the career.
Whose whole intention of you starting your career was, how can I make money off this child? How can I profit off this child? And you know what's kind of been tripping me out lately? And, like, this has been kind of tripping me out in a lot of ways. And hi, this is Capitalist America. But it's just, like, there's this little, like, bee commercial. Like, not a bee commercial, but it's, like, a honey commercial. Like, this whole little, like, family started their whole line of, like, honey, right? And I just kind of think, I'm like, do those bees know that they're working for free? Like, these people are profiting off of bees. And, like, it is just the craziest fucking thing to me. Like, those bees are working for free, and all these people have to do is just take the honey and put it in a jar. And it's just like, Britney is the bee.
How high were you?
Listen. The fact that you knew that I was high,
That's the stoniest little thing I've ever heard.
How high are you? But you get my point, right? It's a good point. It's a good stoner thought.
I mean, it makes perfect sense. I just know.
What is life? Why is Britney the bee?
Wow.
But I believe in this moment, we're still waiting on another court date. The last one that was obviously seen is that they just weren't moving forward with the conservatorship. There was not going to be any changes made at that time. So I believe that they're moving into hopefully another court date where they might revisit that and hopefully decide for somebody else to be, I guess, have that conservatorship over her, because she doesn't really have any choice at this point. Like, a conservatorship is so, like, legally binding that it's really hard to get out of,
so
you know.
tricky.
So I think that she's doing...
She has to prove that she's not...
But it's like, even in that, you can't... It's so hard to, like, go back on a conservatorship. Like, so hard.
Yeah.
So it's like...
How would you prove that you're not... It's like, the harder you try to prove that you're not crazy, or you're not, like... I don't know, in need of... like, mental assistance.
They're like, oh, this one's crazy, watch out for her. But I think that she's honestly
I don't know.
just...
I mean, you could argue, like, anyone's really, like, crazy.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, it's just like... Oh, it just sucks.
I think that if everybody's life was put on blast, like how Britney's is everybody could be crazy. So yeah, but I think that with
your dirty laundry is just like not aired.
Yeah, no, that shit is on the floor in the pile on your desk.